Good afternoon. It's Saturday, April 5th, I believe. Welcome to another episode of Bruce Leonard Leans Left while it's still legal. Still legal today, I believe. But you never know. I said things are happening so fast. Could be illegal by the end of the show. Anyway, it is Saturday. You know what that means. I'm going to have my favorite Italian beer, Peroni. And we have our favorite Italian, history professor and host of History on Fire, Daniele Bolelli is with us. How you doing, sir?
Good. I like you're having beer, I'm having a popsicle.
What else are you gonna do when this shit's going on? $6 trillion in the trash can, 2 days. What did it say?
I know, it's insane.
Better have
it's
something,
absolutely insane. It's I mean, the fact that he still has people defending him and are still all in the cult is unbelievable, considering I mean, it's not even like, oh, he's stripping due process or doing stuff that most people are like, I don't care, it's not affecting me, so I don't care. It's like it's wrecking the economy to a level that's fucking up. Anyone who has $30 in savings is in trouble. So, I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Trust the process, Daniele. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, clearly. It's working great.
Did you see his guys on the
I
TV?
can see that working.
He's like, it's gonna be fine. The stock market's gonna hit 50,000 during his term, and these jobs are gonna come back, and wages are gonna go up, and it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking today, which I didn't really occur to me until today, was this whole thing that they're talking about, keep saying that these factories are gonna come back and they're gonna build these factories and shit. Like, dude, the materials you need to build these factories are dead fucking tariffs.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is gonna cost you fucking 5 times more to build a factory. You need steel, you need wood, you need all these things.
If you wanted to build them first and then start a tariff war, not the other way around.
Did you see the TikTok thing? They had a deal in place to sell the TikTok to some American investors. And then he pulled this shit, and then the Chinese was like, fuck you. And they yanked the deal off the table.
Genius.
It was supposed to happen that week. Like, if he would have just waited a couple days, the deal would have been over with.
Of course.
But he's a genius.
We're dealing with a level of stupidity that's
high level genius, this guy.
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah, for real. Oh, I'm done.
Did you watch the thing when he put the tariffs on? Did you watch that?
Sorry, give me just 1 second. I need to run outside. Okay, I fixed it. I'm back. Sorry.
Did you watch the thing? When he put the tariffs.
So what did he do?
No, did you watch his speech when he gave a speech and then he signed? No.
I think you have a stomach that's stronger than mine. I can't bear it. I'm just gonna projectile vomit like The Exorcist otherwise.
Well, it was funny because I thought of you because he gave this like revisionist history reason for why he was doing this. He was like, in the 1890, when we had tariffs, America was more stronger than it ever was, more richer. and then in 1913, for reasons unknown, they made an income tax, and you're like, plenty of reasons unknown, like because the tariffs didn't work. It's like,
no, I mean it's truly like being trapped in idiocracy, and that's what we are dealing with. I mean, it's like we used to joke how Idiocracy was a documentary, but yeah, I mean, it's getting more and more real every day.
Right. Have you ever seen anything like this, like in Europe or something? Like,
no, no. I mean, even American presidents, which tend to be, there's a long list of horrible presidents. I think this is taking the cake for the one that's most impactful. I mean, it's like the number of people that I know have lost a ton of money already just 3 months in is way more than anything I've seen before. That's tied to a president. Because, there are times where it's like, okay, there's a bubble that explodes on the market, it goes to hell. It's not directly tied to the president the same way. It has some tie, but not as. This one is immediate. It's like, start a tariff war. Well, of course, the stock market goes to hell. It's like, usually there's a long effect on the economy. It's like by the time somebody puts some policies in place, it's not until a lot afterwards that you see the effect. This is immediate. This is like he's in real time, he's fucking it up at an unbelievable speed.
This guy yesterday says, I swear to God, you remember like a month ago, or maybe it was a little more than a month, when China came out with that AI, and they were like, "Oh, this is a threat," China's have figured out how to make it their own chat GPT or whatever. So this was like a month or more ago, right? So this guy yesterday was trying to say, this stock market crash is it's not because of Trump and his tariffs, it's because of this Chinese AI. It's like the level of just straight bullshit that these people spit out of their mouths is like, it's unbelievable to me. It's like they live in some alternate universe.
Well, I guess the question now, it is true, yeah, totally. I think the question now is, this is 3 months in. He's got like 3 years and 9 months more to go. Are we gonna survive this level of idiocy for 3 years and 9 more months? Because I mean, the damage done in the first 3 months is unbelievable. How much more damage can show up in the next 3 years and 9 months?
Well, I mean, World War III. I mean,
right.
I mean, if you want to, I mean, if you really want to go down this road, I mean, what do you think? I mean,
I kind of don't, but I don't.
Here's something
I really don't want to go down this road.
This is something I wanted to ask you. If you saw the thing about South Korea, Japan, and China having a meeting together.
Oh yeah. Of course,
and I was trying to explain on the last episode. It's like, if you don't know anything about Asian history, you don't know how big of a fucking deal this is. Like, these people do not like each other. Like,
nope. And somehow Trump managed to make them all get along because they're all terrified of what a crazy asshole he is. So they're like, okay, we need to prepare to deal with the fact that these guys are insane. So even though we don't like each other, well, those guys are even worse. So let's get ready. No, I mean, it really is, most of the time you can ignore politics if you want, because it affects you for sure, but it affects you only up to a point. This is the part that I hate is, I mean, it seriously is making it impossible to ignore, because the effects are so dramatic and so in everybody's life immediately that is just, you can't even pretend that this stuff doesn't touch you. It kind of touched me, but kind of doesn't. No, I mean, this is affecting everything. It's just fucking disaster in real time.
That's what I keep telling everybody. It's like I laugh all the time. It's like all I could do is laugh. I mean, it's like being strapped into a car that you see the cliff is ahead of you and there's no way out of the car. It's like there's nothing to do but laugh at the absurdness of the entire situation.
Totally. I mean, the question to me is like somebody the other day asked me this. I thought it was weird, but I was like, oh, maybe. I don't think it's gonna happen. But like, do you think there's a scenario where somebody in the halls of power, whether it's CIA, whether it's somebody, decide, hey, we need to put a stop to this or not? Do you foresee a scenario where they try to stop him because he's just causing too much damage, including to players that are, not good players on the political scenes, but, that they, I don't know. I was like, I don't think so. But then again, at this point, I don't know that I rule anything out in terms of what I'm seeing.
That's why they fired all those people. That's
why
they
cleaned
out the national. That's why they put in Pete Hegseth. That's why they fired the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, because those guys would already be talking about a military coup.
Right.
To fucking save the country. That's why they did that, don't you think? Hey, Martin.
I think you're right.
What you have now is an interesting thing. Like there's 4 million people out in the streets right now as we speak. There's the hands-off rallies going on in every city, and they're packed. They showed New York City was blocks and blocks of people just walking the streets like this. There's a lot of people out right now.
Right.
And so and then the Republicans, they can't go to their town halls because all these people are there. Fucking
of course.
So at a certain point, he's making it untenable for them to keep supporting him unconditionally like they have been, because they're all going to get voted out.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a thing today. I'm sure you know this because you're a history professor, but they said the last time that this happened, the Republicans lost the House and the Senate for 50 years.
Yeah. I mean, if one could think that Democrats bring something good to the table, that at least it's that Republicans losing the House and the Senate would be a dream regardless, because fuck those guys. Of course, there's the fact is, will Democrats do anything other than the usual bending over and, or what? But I don't know. It's at least it's something, at least it take away something from shitty Republicans. That would be a good thing. But yeah, fuck. Like, we are in a shitty timeline.
Yeah. Well, they're about to try to. That's why they're about to try to jam this budget thing down, the big tax cut for billionaires that they want, and cut Medicaid. Like, not only did they just rip off everyone's retirement, burn it up, but now they want to cut Medicaid too. And Social Security, they're talking about that. It's like, it's unbelievable that people would put themselves in this position, in a free country. They could have voted,
I mean,
for anything but this.
I think anybody who voted for this guy is just a straight up moron. Because, like, if you look at him for 3 seconds and you don't smell poison, I don't know what to tell you. If you listen to him ever and you don't realize how damaging it is, I don't know what to tell you. But the idea that on April 5th, 2025, you can still have anybody supporting him after what we have seen in the second term, it's one of the things is like, okay, well, nothing is ever gonna, absolutely nothing is ever gonna change their minds.
Right. It's like when he said, I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and I wouldn't lose any votes.
Yeah, I mean, that's
and you're like, man, you might be right.
That's the one thing Yeah, that's the one thing that he said where he's spot on. Where he's 100% correct.
It's like I never seen anything, and the same as like if you uh, yesterday or the day before when the stock market started crashing, Fox News took their ticker off
Yeah.
that they have it on there every day. And then they started like recycling old immigrant stories from like last year. It's like I remember when this illegal immigrant hit this guy with a car, like last June. Like
yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you're just
probably what about transgender bathrooms?
Yes, but I'm saying you just like this playbook seems so ridiculously shallow and thin that because people can't see through it is insane to me. It's like
it really is. It really is embarrassing.
Did you ever think like? Do you? I mean, I'm sure like me, like we know a broad range of people, right? I'm sure you know some Trumpers, right? I mean, did you ever expect?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I try to interact. I'm sorry, tell me again. Did I ever expect what?
Like some of these people that you knew to like turn into this. Like I see some people that I knew and they've changed. You know what I mean? Like, and you're like, you're not even the same person anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like that I used to know. Like you let this whatever it is, this brain virus, like get inside of you and turn you into a different person.
I mean, I had a sponsor for the longest time. There was like this happy hippie environmental hemp as a better alternative to terrible polluting oil-based shit. I was like, okay, sweet enough guy. And like step by step, he went, joined the cult, and ended up, and now he's like a hardcore Trump guy who just, every single post about the evils of transgender bathrooms and shit. And I mean, to the point that the guy's own mom is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, you are the exact opposite of everything that we have supported our whole life. And the guys somehow think he's right, and that it's like, oh my god, it's like there's a level of stupidity that I don't think you can even have a conversation anymore. It gets to a point where it's like we're wasting our time. There's nothing left to be said at this point because there's not enough evidence that I can bring. If you haven't seen A, B, C, D, E, and you go down the entire list, if you haven't seen all this stuff, if in previous discussion you haven't seen the fact that maybe, just maybe, you're 100% off on shit, we are wasting our time. You're never going to see it. It doesn't even matter at this point.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of leaves you in what the fuck? Yeah, what do you do with this stuff?
What do you think it was like people always try to compare like America is like declining like Rome, and it was once an empire and now it's not, and it's failing republic and all that shit. But like, what do you think it was like to live in Rome when it was declining? Because there wasn't newspapers and all this other shit. It was like people were just kind of living, right? Like like there's no way to see all the big shit that's going on.
Yeah, I think it's just you got into a ton of civil wars for a longest time, then leading to the complete collapse of the republic, leading to the fact that you got a bunch of shitty emperors in a row and the whole thing. It's like it was a long process. It was at least a long decline. It wasn't a quick crash. I think we're just trying to do the athletic version, like the speed version of this. Like, maybe we can get through this process of collapse a whole lot faster.
Well, that's what they were killing me. The guy said yesterday. He said they're so arrogant. The guy's like, oh, they're gonna have to come to us. They're gonna have to make a deal. They're gonna have to, you know. And I was thinking to myself, nobody has to do anything. Like,
no,
like China, Korea, and Japan, they never really had a relationship because they fucking hate each other and never talk. But if they get together and decide, hey, you sell your shit here, I sell our shit here, like, we don't need Americans. And
right,
and
right.
That possibility has not even seemed to cross their mind.
No, I know. It's,
that the whole world could be like, hey, fuck you then.
It's amazing how much yeah, because I mean, that's the outcome he's having. You know, he's having just about every other nation going, well, we obviously cannot rely on the United States. Those guys are fucking crazy. So let's, as painful as it is, because US has been this big, powerful nation that has been enmeshed in everything, let's start finding how to disentangle from them.
What do you think that looks like? I mean, at the end, that's
nothing good. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. No, nothing good if you live in US, that's for sure. But I mean, this is a disaster for everybody. You know, it's like, I mean, think about it. It's like some dude, serious psychological issues are turning out to be a global disaster. Talk about, this is one of the bad parts of globalization, right? Some dude who should have been in therapy 50 years ago instead gets to wreck the world when he's an 80-year-old asshole in power. Jesus, that is not what I was, you know, when your school teacher tells you one can make a difference, you know, I wasn't hoping for this outcome of one can make a difference. I was hoping for something a little better.
Right? I still keep waiting for NBC to step up and take their fucking responsibility for this situation. They created Donald Trump. They created the myth of Trump with that fucking TV show.
Right.
And then they also created Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
With the news radio and the fear factor. Like, he would have never been as famous as he was without television helping him. Like, if he was just a stand-up comic, no one would know who Joe Rogan was. They made him and Trump.
I saw oh yeah, of course. I saw the other day a Bill Burr interview where he was letting journalists have it.
Yes.
About where journalists were like asking him the controversial questions, and he was like, "You guys just do your fucking job for a change. You know, you haven't been real press in way too long. Don't fucking ask me. I'm a dancing clown. Get out of here." And I was like, I don't know. Boris really, he has a cool attitude. He's funny, and 99 out of 100, he hits it out of the park in terms of putting the finger where the issues are real.
Right. And he's right. Like, that chick that they gave Meet the Press to, she's the softest interview on the planet. I've never seen. She let JD Vance just walk all over her, lie right in her fucking face. And you're like, why would they give this show to this person?
Yeah.
And then you turn the other channel, and that chick that's on CBS, she's a fucking bulldog. Margaret Brennan. She doesn't take no shit. But you're like, oh, it's not Meet the Press. Like, Meet the Press is like a staple, you know, like, why isn't she on that show? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, why is she on the other channel when nobody's watching? Like,
yeah, man. That's where we're at. So how do you plan to spend the next 3 years and 9 months?
Doing this, I guess. I went to a protest already. I'm going to do that more. I went to the Tesla protest. I took my phone and all the stuff I bought, and I made a little film. I plan to try to be in the middle of everything that's happening. I mean, I'm definitely not just going to sit here and See, what people don't get is I've been yelling about this since 2015. I saw the threat that Trump was when he first appeared.
Oh, yeah.
And then people got fooled because when he first got in, he had shackles on. There were people there, like sane people, that were like, you can't do this fucking crazy shit. Yeah. And so that's why the whole 4 years president, they spent making this plan that they were going to clean out the government of all those people and put in place only nut lickers that would do anything that Trump said. And if you have any question of loyalty, you see what happened to those people yesterday. Laura Loomer went in the White House and told them to fire them people, and they did. The guy was a general. That goes right back to what you were just talking about people who are there that might be like, hey, we need to stop this somehow. And how can we do that? And she was like, you need to get them out of here. They're going to try to get in the way of your agenda, you know.
Man. No, it's not. It's like, these first 3 months are making me miss Trump's first term. And they are even managing to do something that even Trump's first term didn't make me look at. Like, when Trump was in office, as atrocious as he was, when you consider the Iraq War, the war on terror, and all that shit, I still found Bush Jr. to be even worse than Trump's first term.
Sure.
I thought Bush Jr. took the cake of absolutely awful. This second term by Trump, I think, is finally in the lead. You know, he got where he wanted to be. That's the absolute worst there is.
Right? It's like when you're watching a race. And that horse starts pulling up at the last leg. You're like, there he comes. He's gonna rip past him.
You know, you don't want to be the second worst piece of shit in the world. You know, if you got there, come on, have some self-respect. Go for the gold. You can do it. You know, you can make it to be the absolute worst. You don't want to be the second one. But yeah, man. So on that note, I think it's like, in light of the fact that this fucker is wiping out my savings, I think I'm gonna get some more work done on a Saturday to try to hold on to the trenches and get my money while I can. Because, well, it's still worth something, because by the end of the day, maybe worth half of what it was this morning. So we'll see.
Well, that's the other part that they were.
Cool, my man. Well, thank you for having me.
Always, and thank you for coming. Of course. I appreciate you being on here anytime. It's a great honor and a pleasure. And tell your daughter I say hello, as usual.
Will do.
All right. Have a good day, my friend.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yep. Daniele Bolelli, everybody. This fucking camera. Yeah. Like you were saying, we still got 3.5 years to go. Are you still there, Martin? I'm sorry, I was talking to Daniele. I don't want to read the comments when I'm talking to him because I feel like it's rude. But it's also rude to the guests, I guess, or to the viewers. I guess I should read it more. I'm actually still just surprised that he comes on my show. So I'm just happy when he's here. Yeah, pretty wild, huh? It's been a wild 3 months. For the first 100 days. How'd you do? Well, he's only lost $6 trillion in the stock market, and people are innocent people are in a supermax El Salvadorian prison, and numerous colleges and universities have been shaken down and forced to give up their protesting students. He's gone after law firms and made them sign nut-licking agreements that they won't sue the government. And in fact, they'll give them government free legal representation because Like I said, you couldn't make this shit up, man. I want to say that this is as bad as it can get, but it's not. that's the. It can still get much worse. I'm glad to see the 4 million people are out. I said, get out of your fucking house. Like Daniele asked me, what am I going to do? I'm going to be out there. And you need to be out there because we're all we got. We must destroy the Republican Party. I mean, destroy it. So that when it does come back, it ain't going to be like this. Huh. We let this shit get too out of hand, man. And I said, and these people are not going to change. And Benny Johnson, first of all, I will never take a ruble. And I need money. Like, I'm sure Benny Johnson was probably once like me, sitting in his basement, doing his fucking... I said, I'm just getting started. I've never done anything like this. This is... So I said, it's a work in progress, but I'm sure that he started out the same way. I'm sure that he was like, I'm just going to do some podcast from our basement room. And then the Russians came and was like, we'll give you $10 million. And he was like, okay. And then he's shilling Russian propaganda on the internet. Like I said, I don't know why he's not in prison. If you ask me, that's what needs to change in this country. We need to get more serious about treason, about fucking insurrection. These fucking people, like I said, this system is too weak to protect itself. These people in the Trump administration right now, if this was a real country, they would at least be thrown out. Like South Korea even kicked out the president. The court removed him from office. Traitors. I don't know what happened. There's weather outside, so the chat box might have. Anyway, they're traitors, but instead of going to prison, they're just fucking doing podcasts every day. And Benny Johnson's on there today talking about, well, you lost some money. Well, it's okay to lose money. It builds character, and we know what you can't get back, your country. So just ride along with Trump, no matter what he does. And you're like, people say you're crazy when you say this seems like a coordinated brain fuck. Financed by Russian money. And Trump seems like a Russian pawn who was financed by Russian money. Listen, no one's ever asked the question, and I don't know why, is why did Trump have those classified documents in the shitter at Mar-a-Lago? Why did he take them? Why did he want them so bad? Why would you need that? And why are they just in boxes in a shitter? What is he doing? No one ever asked that question. Because they got too caught up in all this other bullshit. See, Trump is really good at chumming the water over here while he's over here doing something heinous. People are arguing about dumb shit and then hiding behind, it's politics. This is like Russell Brand. Russell Brand is finally actually charged with rape and sexual assault after a long investigation by the British police, which makes me believe that they wouldn't put these charges on him if they didn't think that they had some kind of evidence to back up what the charges are, because he's rich and famous. But anyway, he's doing the playbook that they all do now. Is he knew that this was coming, so he turned himself into a conservative. And he's like, I'm a conservative, and they're just coming after me because they don't like my political views. It's not that I'm a piece of shit rapist. It's because I'm a conservative. And like, this is the conservative playbook. Marine Le Pen is doing it too, and they're all jumping on it. Like, oh, they're only going after Marine Le Pen because she's a conservative. Like, no, she embezzled funds from the fucking campaign money, and she went to jail, or is going to jail, as she fucking should. The problem with our country is we let Donald Trump get away with all this shit. We just let him do whatever. Dude, the very fact that he wouldn't leave office and caused a riot and tried to stay in office with a violent coup, basically, and these Republicans still wouldn't vote to impeach him for that, tells you everything you need to know about this country. It's weak. He should have been removed and put in prison immediately or shot. For straight up treason. Because that's what that is, my friends. Treason. Not to mention all of his Russian ties and all this other bullshit. He seemed to squirm out of that too, and just fucking. I said, people go, oh, there's no evidence of this. It's a hoax. There's all kinds of evidence. His campaign manager went to prison. Why is he in prison? Because he fucking broke the law. He admitted he gave election data to the Russians. Why would you do that? And why is that not treason? Why was Paul Manafort not shot for treason? Remember the Rosenbergs? I don't know if you ever heard of the Rosenbergs, but the Rosenbergs were a Jewish couple, and they were accused of spying in the 1950s, and they were executed for treason. Now, it came later on, was that part of the Red Scare, and did they or did they not do what they, were they set up? Who knows? But the point being, they didn't fuck around with that shit. Treason, execute. That's how it worked. And now, it's like this guy just commit treason all over the place, and no one does anything. No one cares. As a matter of fact, they go after the judges and the lawyers that are trying to lock them up. Why? Because it's a cult, my friends, of fascists. And also racists. They don't like to be called any of these things, and they say, oh, you didn't say that because you disagree with me politically. And you're like, no, it's because you're a fucking racist. There's a guy I know, he's a conservative guy. He'll say, oh, I'm not a racist. And he does. He said, I know lots of black people. And we get along fine, and I'm not a racist. And then, but then you go, oh yeah, but then you read the shit that you put online, and you go, you're a fucking racist, bro. There is no hiding like your real feelings. When you see something like this thing that just happened in Texas, where the black kid stabbed a white kid at the track meet. Now, again, like I tell you on this show all the time, I don't know that much about this story. I just saw it briefly. Well, I read a commentary that my friend wrote about it earlier today, which is the first time I ever heard of it, and from the perspective of a black man. But then I saw the story, and I didn't learn enough from the story to make an opinion about what actually happened, okay? But I do know this. I saw the article on Facebook, and my friend, calling him my friend is a loose term. He's a guy I know. And he's not my friend, but his comment was right there because he's my friend, I guess. And it was an NBC News post which has thousands of comments, and for some reason his comment was right there underneath the story, top of the column for me to see. And his comment was, yeah, this guy's a scumbag. I'm sure he has a criminal record. And you're like, man, this guy's just a straight up racist. Like, He's just attacking the black guy without knowing really anything about it, I don't think, probably. Well, he's a straight up Trumper, so I'm sure he only watches Fox News and Newsmax, and then they're all racist too. Like, that's what people don't get is, it's like the other day when the stock market was crashing. Will Kane, who I've brought up here, who the fuck is Will Kane? I don't know. He's some douchebag that they create at the douchebag factory they have at Fox News. And all of a sudden, hey, this is the Will Kane show. And he's on in the afternoon. In the spot where Neil Cavuto used to be, because Neil Cavuto retired after 25 years or whatever, and they had to fill the spot, and and they just groom up their own douchebags. I guess Fox News. I don't know if you know this, but they have a lot of old school douchebags like drunk Judge Jeanine Pirro and Laura Ingraham, Hannity, of course. But these other people like Gutfeld and, like I said, Will Kane, they create Jesse Waters. They create these people. And like I said, some douchebag factory. Or they go out and they just like put a classified ad in the paper like, we need a real jerk-off asshole. Can we? And they interview a bunch of jerk-off assholes until they find the biggest one, and then they go, you're the guy. How would you like a television show on Fox News? Are you a fucking jerk-off asshole? Right? Are you semi-racist or full-on racist? Do you? Will you or will you not question anything Donald Trump does? No? All right, then. You're hired. And they give him a TV show. Anyway, so Will Kane's doing his show. I assume it's live, right? Because it's the middle of the afternoon and the stock market is tanking, right? It's crashing. So instead of doing what a real news channel would do, which is talk about that and go, wow, the market is crashing in real time. Look at this, and let's analyze this tariff policy and see. No, you know what they did? They shut off the fucking ticker. I'm sure the guy in the speaker told Will Kane, don't fucking bring up the stock market ever again until you're told not to bring it up again. And then, by the way, after the break, we're going to bring out this immigrant story from June last year. And you're going to do that, no matter what his show was supposed to be before that. Or maybe his show was in the script to bring up some fucking story from last year about some immigrant, because that's what they do. That's why I said it's racist. It's racist. It's designed to make you fear things. See, fascism and conservatism only exists if you're terrified and you think that you need strong leadership to protect you from all these fears in the world. Immigrants and crime. Guy was on there yesterday talking about the New York City subway is so bad no one even wants to ride it. And you're like, dude, there's millions of riders on the subway every day. Like, is there crime? Sure, but it's not like it's so fucking bad that no one will get on the train, bro. They need you to believe this bullshit. Or their philosophy, or you don't even want to call it that, doesn't work. And you know what? The whole philosophy is based on lies and bullshit. That's why it doesn't work. Yes, fear-mongering 101. Yes, Kenneth. That's why it doesn't work. Because reality isn't what they say it is. All you have to do is watch what's happened the last couple of days. Like I said, they went from, Trump is the greatest thing ever. He crashes the economy. They don't say, oh, Trump just crashed the economy. No, they say, oh, it's because of Chinese AI, and it's because of this and that, and it ain't because of Trump. And then Trump goes golfing. This is how you know that you're really fucked. Like, 4 service members died in Lithuania. Lithuanians had a giant service. People were out in the street like a parade. They brought the 4 bodies down to the airplane, put them on a plane, flew him home to America. In the old days, the president would have been there when that plane landed. And when those coffins came out of there, the president would have been there. As a symbolic show of, support for the military and all that shit. And not only that, while they were flying them over, the stock market's tanking. Did the president go back to the White House to address the stock market tanking? Did he go to the airport to fucking greet the bodies of those fucking soldiers that died? No. He went golfing with the Saudis. And people accept this. Can you imagine if a Democrat did that? Fox News Channel would be on fire right now. And brains and blood would be all over the fucking studio from all their heads exploding from... And God forbid he wear a tan suit to go greet them dead soldiers. It's like... It's so ridiculously transparent that I can't even, I can't fathom in my brain how stupid the average motherfucker has to be to look at this and be like, yeah, he's doing a fine job. $6 trillion disappeared from the market. $6 trillion. Apple alone lost $1 trillion of value themselves. Just one company in 2 days. Okay? Not that I'm defending Apple or anything. I'm just trying to explain to you the magnitude of the situation. $6 trillion just disappeared like South Park. And it's gone. And this motherfucker goes golfing. And today, they put out this fucking post on the White House thing. It says, oh, Trump won the round of thing and he's advancing to the championship. And you're going, what the fuck is going on? Is this North Korea? I mean, seriously, like how much are we going to put up with this bullshit? This guy doesn't give a fuck about nothing but himself. And if you don't know that by now, there ain't, like Danielle said, there ain't no talking to you. This, I mean, and here's the other thing you don't know. There was a jobs report, right? And I can't remember how much it was. It was like I mean, I guess I could look it up, but I think it was like 100-something thousand jobs that were added in March or whatever. That they said were added in March. And they go, oh, look at this jobs report. It's working. We got good numbers of the jobs. And then you come to find out that it's not, that March was also the biggest ever amount of layoffs in the history of the fucking world from Doge. And they didn't include that in their report. Why? Because that would have wiped out the 100,000 jobs and probably put it negative. Job report. Ooh. Negative 47,000? And I'm laughing, but it's true. This is where we're at right now. Where you can't believe anything they say. It's all lies. They were ordered by a judge. Okay, they admitted that they sent an innocent man to an El Salvadoran supermax prison. They admitted it. Okay? And then the judge ordered them to get that guy back by Monday. And they appeal it. They're appealing the order to bring this innocent guy back. Why is that? He's innocent. Go get the motherfucker. Why don't they want to get him? You know why? Because then you're going to find out that he ain't the only one. He's going to come back and he's going to go, yeah, that place is fucking terrible. And half the people there are all innocent like me. And they don't want that. You're going to find out these people are way worse than you think. They're way worse than I thought. And I thought they were pretty fucking bad. They're worse. worse. And the same thing, Steve Miller's on all over the TV yesterday talking about, oh, we had to do this tariff thing. We had to do this because we inherited the depression. This economy was so bad. And you're like, dude, the Economist said 5 months ago on the cover of The Economist that America's economy was booming. It's the envy of the world because everyone's economy sucked after COVID. That's what people don't get. Inflation was worldwide. It wasn't Joe Biden's problem that there was inflation. Inflation was worldwide, but they managed to convince everybody that it was his fault and we only had inflation in America. Like, no. The whole world had inflation. And we recovered from it faster than anybody else. They said, oh, we want to bring... At the same time, they're canceling deals to build factories to make like lithium batteries and computer chips and all kinds of other shit. They're canceling all that. So how can you say you want to bring back manufacturing and then kill a bunch of manufacturing jobs? Because that's not the end game for them. They want you to work like the Chinese and sweatshop like making blue jeans and shit. And they'll say, look, we brought all these factory jobs back. It's a sweatshop. We're making America great. And we're loosening the child labor laws so we can put the kids back to work. Now, you think that's a joke? It's not. Florida, they're trying to loosen up the child labor laws so so these kids can fill these jobs that the immigrants used to do. Are we great yet? Making it great? Is this the golden age? Are we golden yet? When do we get to be golden? That's what I want to know. When does golden age start? I wish I could sit here and tell you I had answers. Like, oh, how are we going to fix all this? I don't have the answers. All I do know is that people need to be speaking up. And that's the only reason I'm sitting here. There is no... I mean, try to analyze what's happening and try to figure it out, that's my problem. It's like I'm always making a deep dive on like, how did this happen? To figure it out. Like, what is it tied to? It's tied to all these things in history, and well, that's why I have Daniele. They're gonna do it to you too. You think it stops there? They're just testing the waters and what they can get away with. Here's my question to you: why has nobody ever done what Trump is doing right now? Why has no president ever gone to a foreign country and said, look, we'll pay you $6 or $10 million. You take a bunch of fucking people from us and put them in the Supermax prison? Why do you think that is? Because no president's ever wanted to skirt the law and the Constitution. This guy wants to skirt the law and the Constitution. He wants to be a king, a dictator. He wants to be able to wake up in the morning and decide, Kenneth Capman should be locked up today. And he'll send his goons out to lock you up. Or Bruce Leonard. He'd be like, I don't like that Bruce Leonard talking 3 times a week on this stupid show, and I don't care that nobody watches it. I don't like what he says. And he's dangerous because people don't know who he is now, but maybe they will. And if he gets a big following, he'll be dangerous to me. So let's go get him. You think that can't happen to you? You're fucking stupid. I am aware of the risk that I'm putting myself in. But like I said before, I feel it's my patriotic duty. I care about you, even if you don't care about yourself. And I'm trying to warn you, and I've been trying to warn people for the last 10 years. And, like I said, I had a strong voice, and they squashed it. The alt-right was definitely threatened by me because they came after me, like in a coordinated effort. So they were definitely threatened by me. I think that they killed me off so that they forgot that I exist. So when I pop up again, they'll be like, "We thought we killed this guy." Nope. I'm hard to kill. That's what I tell them. You think you're the first people trying to kill me? Nope. I've had people actually try to kill me. They weren't able to. And like I said, I'm hard to kill. That's one thing, but family's got good genes. We're tough people. Almost everyone in my family, no matter what their lifestyle was or how they lived, lives into their 80s at least. I'm talking about like hardcore partying. Poisoning yourself with booze and drugs and pills and cocaine and gay lifestyle. My uncle got AIDS in the 80s. Died fucking, he said he was 80 something. Had AIDS, had cancer. Lived through all of it. I said we're hard to kill. I can't wait for that day when the alt-right realizes that they didn't really kill me off. That's why I need your help, man. We need to spread this shit. Spread this show around. And I said, but let them know he's not dead. As a matter of fact, it's even worse. He's talking now. Not just trolling on your fucking online comment threads. It's like Milo. Milo Yiannopoulos is trying to reinvent himself. Well, not reinvent himself. He's just trying to pop up again on Twitter. But it's not really working. Because even though he's a pretty famous guy, most people know who Milo Yiannopoulos is. Another professional jerk-off. But anyway, he's trying to reinvent him or reignite his career on X. And even he's having a hard time there, too. But anyway, I don't know if you know, but he claims that he found God and now he's straight. He's prayed the gay away. He's not gay anymore. Now he's anti-gay. And it's also transparent to what they do. The culture war troll bullshit is like... Anyway, he was fucking saying, white dudes are... they'll love working in factories and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, dude, you've never had a job in your life except for sucking off rich dudes for money. What the fuck are you talking about? This motherfucker, I said, he ain't never worked in his life. Like, that's one thing I have is vast experience of the lower class male. All the jobs you could do, I've done. I've done roofing and manual labor. I've done glass cutting in a factory. Like I said, and let me tell you something right now. They say, "Oh, people love working in a factory." You ever worked in a factory? It makes you feel like a monkey, like a trained monkey. They go, "Here's a machine." I had this job. I swear. I didn't keep, but I only went there for like less than a week, and I was like, I can't do this. But it was a plastic injection molding company, and they made lids for the Boston market. You know, you ever go to the Boston market? It's like a chicken place, and they had these plates. Their thing was like, it's like a real dinner, you know, it's like a roast chicken and mashed potatoes and like cream spinach or whatever, and they had these plates out of the compartments, like a picnic plate, and then a plastic lid that went on top. So they're like, Here's this machine. It makes these lids. Your job is to stand here at this machine. And when it makes 12 lids, then you get them out and put them in a bag and then put them over there ready for shipment, right? For 12 hours a day. 12-hour shifts. You stand there, watch this machine spit out 12 things, and you fucking fit. And like I said, you feel like a monkey. You're like a monkey could do this job. That's what they want for you. It's gonna be great. The golden age. Everybody have their trained monkey factory job until they invent a robot that will do that, and then they'll just lay you off. Trump visions a world that doesn't exist anymore. That's the problem. The old man can use the internet, but he can only use it for shit posting. He doesn't know anything about anything else. He doesn't know how it works. He was waxing poetic about how his son knew how to turn a computer on. You're like, this guy's a fucking idiot. What happens if we put this idiot in charge of the world? He burns up $6 trillion in 2 days? Are we great yet? You feel great? I feel great. Maybe it's the Peroni. I can't, like I said, I'm sorry. I can't do anything but laugh. It's all so fucking absurd. And I always laugh. It doesn't matter. We could fucking fall into full-scale chaos and civil war. I'd be out in the street killing people, laughing the whole time. It's like, because there's nothing else to do. But laugh at the absurdity of this situation we have, like I said, this world we've created around us. I say that all the time when I do stand-up. It's like, look, don't think I'm picking on you or getting in sides. It's like, I'm just trying to point out or telling people, I'd make fun of religion, but if religion helps you get by, then do what you got to do. I don't go to churches and tell them all to fuck off. It's but I will tell some jokes about it. And if that pisses you off, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Everything is fair game as far as I'm concerned, because this world is fucking stupid. We are way far away from what we should be. And we're not going forward, we're sliding backwards. So, and I'm sorry, I can't get down with that. I'm going to keep trudging forward, and either people will fall back or they'll fucking keep coming. But we got a lot to do to fix this situation. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I'd like to thank Daniele Bolelli, as usual, for showing up. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Martin and Vinny, and all the other people that might have watched and didn't say anything. I appreciate each and every one of you. Mistress K was on the other day. I wish that I would see her. I miss people from Vegas. I miss Vegas, man. I do miss it. It's like my real home, I think. Like, I felt really home there. Like, after a few years, it's like I could stay here forever, I think. It's a good place to be based out of, for sure. And lots of fucking cool people there. Anyway, I'm Bruce Leonard, and like I said, get out there, do something. Find a protest. Call your congressman, call your senator, go to a town hall. Like, make sure they hear you. Okay, because if burning up $6 trillion didn't wake you up, I don't know what the fuck will. So, get up, do something. I'm going to take off, have another Peroni, maybe go listen to some blues music. I will be back on Tuesday with another episode of Bruce Leonard Leans Left while it's still legal, and hopefully it'll still be legal, and hopefully you'll be joining me. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend.